You are welcome to Nana's Tarot and Oracles. I am the Nana, and Nana loves you. You have a home here for comfort and contemplation, hope and inspiration, rest, renewal, and relaxation. The information and the readings provided here may empower you to use knowledge and intuition to help you to a better life. All readings are dedicated to truth and light. All information is dedicated to truth and light, but cannot take the place of professional services of any kind. Readings are general for the collective, and if this information does not sound right for you, it may not be for you today. Come again another day. If you like what you're hearing, please select the like button below and subscribe with all notifications. It's free. Share with your friends and family. If you have questions or comments, I'll try to answer them below. You are important to Nana. This is an important time for me because, as promised, this will be the first in my series of presentations on energy healing. Today's presentation is going to be about the foundation of energy healing. Energy healing is an important help for many people to maintain health, to prevent illness or disease, and to address health issues that they have. Now, today is also a special day because today is the summer solstice. We were talking about the solstice, and I may have made it sound as though yesterday was the solstice, but in fact, today is the actual solstice, and that is just a lovely day, lovely light, the long day, the culmination of spring and the progression into summer. And Tanya Gabrielle, wealth astronumerologist, says this is particularly special today because the sun is trine to the north node being the element of your chart that has to do with your dharma, or what you are meant to do, what you are meant to become. Sun trine the north node at 1 degree of Pisces, infusing you with love and profound psychic abilities. The sun is also at 00 degrees of Cancer, sextile Chiron at 00 degrees of Taurus. And we have spoken of Chiron, the wounded healer. This is the influence that is provoking me to present information about energy healing, which I feel is part of my soul contract and my life calling. She also points out that this is a 19 universal day in numerology, which incidentally is also the number of the Sun card in the major arcana, the strongest and happiest card in the deck. And so I would dedicate this reading to the sun and to the solstice. I would also say, though, that Cancer, the tarot card for Cancer, is the moon, as Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon relates to things that are not clearly seen. It relates to things that we may not know and that we may want to know about. And so I wanted to bring those up. But Tanya Gabrielle says that healing, blessings, and love are especially amplified now. And so I think this makes this the right time to introduce these concepts of energy healing. Now, the foundation of energy healing is the relationship of body, mind, and spirit. And so that's where we will begin. I selected the card from the Inner Temple Oracle of the Chamber of Healing. The Chamber of Healing. Here is the text if you want to stop the video and read it for yourself. This is a beautiful card. The Chamber of Healing says, healing is always happening, for to heal is to change, and you're always changing, always returning to wholeness. Wholeness isn't a static state, as we're always growing and transforming. It's nature's way, and you're part of nature. When this card appears, it's acknowledging that you're in a deeper stage of healing, and it's okay to ask for help and slow down to let healing happen. This card comes with a tender message to trust your innate ability to heal through the changing seasons of your life. That really rings for me because when I think about the solstice season, I also thought about the biblical verse that says, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Back to Rebecca Campbell, to stop seeing yourself as broken or to think of healing as something you need to do before you truly live. For to heal is to change, evolve, and grow. Healing can be a slow, steady process. It's complex, not linear. It takes as long as it takes. However, like all things in nature, there's a mysterious intelligence to it. And if we trust it, and let the once vibrant petals fall to the earth, cut back what's no longer thriving. Remember when we got the I Ching hexagram about cutting out the rot? And protect the buds from being pried open too early, we too may find ourselves in a second bloom, and fruit will follow. If you didn't see yourself as unhealed or broken, what would you do? If you didn't see yourself as unhealed or broken, how would you live your life? If you didn't see yourself as unhealed or broken, what decisions would you make? How are you being called to prioritize your healing? What healing are you ready to receive right now? What support are you ready to call in? Ask your heart, your mind, and your body to reveal what's most helpful to you and call it in. Remember when we were talking about communication and support? Call it in. I thought that was an excellent introduction. And then I remembered how some time ago I found something that moved me and I copied it down. And it is a medicine woman's prayer. I will not rescue you, for you are not powerless. I will not fix you, for you are not broken. I will not heal you, for I see you in your wholeness. I will walk with you through the darkness as you remember your light. I had saved it, but I had long forgotten where it was, and you can see that it is a little mangled. But interestingly enough, when I went to look for it, it was right in the first place that I looked. Okay. And so I also came across at the same time an invocation that I had written some time ago. And that invocation is, living spirit of life, light, and love, with gratitude and respect, we honor you. May we come to live in harmony according to your inspiration, here, now, and forever after. May we find greater understanding and opportunity to serve the intention for peace, love, and wellness. Now, I'm going to set this out of the way. And put these cards up here. I also selected out a talisman oracle card for healing energy. And this, of course, has the sacred geometry embedded in it. Here's the sacred geometry, and here is the text if you would like to stop the video to read it. And here is the rest of the text. In a reading, take a moment to reconnect with your true self. It's time to heal the wounds you might carry. Dissolve the stress and replace the negative energy blocking your radiant character. Little insecurities can become trigger points, so it's time to affirm our values and embrace our quirks. Sometimes self-examination can be scary and upsetting, but it also brings joy and rebirth. Healing deeper scars doesn't mean that the pain or harm never existed, but it will no longer control your actions. This tree is anchored and is absorbing the energy from the transmutation circle. You own the power of your own transformation, and you too can blossom with lush energy. The talisman energy, power. Use this card when you feel drained and in need of healing power. Meditate with this card by envisioning growing roots similar to a tree going deep in the ground, tapping into the vast energy that the world is made of. Imagine luminous veins growing on you, reaching every part of your body. Your heart and your mind are now shining brighter. The light radiates out of your body and out into space. Your affirmation is, I am healing. Affirmations are a powerful, powerful tool. Our bodies believe what our mind tells it, and that is part of the foundation of energy healing. I would like to introduce myself as the purveyor of this information. You might wish to know, who is this person? Who does she think she is to offer this information about energy healing? I am a classically and conventionally educated, retired nurse practitioner, specifically in women's health. My education and my practice were always based on scientific evidence and the scientific method. There is plenty of evidence for the effectiveness of mind-body techniques in terms of energy healing. And in fact, there is now an entire body of medicine, and I will show you the book and the author in a moment, practicing what is called an integrative approach to health. I would point you to this passage. Conventional medicine, also commonly called Western medicine, is what most people receive at their doctor's office. When you are ill, your body is evaluated from a biophysical perspective, and physicians rely on treatment methods that have been shown to be effective across large populations. Western medicine excels in certain domains, including trauma, such as treatment after a car accident, surgery, infectious diseases, and some cancers. But if you need to recover from, say, a nagging illness, a sports injury, or a long-standing disease like type 2 diabetes, there are better science-backed approaches. The treatment options you will find in this book apply what I see as the very best and most scientifically sound conventional and alternative approaches. This is called integrative medicine. And this is probably the key. Integrative medicine neither rejects conventional medicine nor accepts alternative therapies uncritically. It takes account of the whole person, body, mind, and spirit, including all aspects of lifestyle, and it prioritizes less invasive, more natural interventions whenever possible. It is a pragmatic, larger paradigm focused on the philosophy of restoring health with the safest, least toxic methods possible. This doctor studied with Andrew Weil, who is the father and founder of the integrative medicine residency program at the University of Arizona. And he has written a number of books as well. There's also a mention here of Dean Ornish, who has written groundbreaking work on reversal of heart disease. I would refer you to all those things. And some of the books that I have that I would highly recommend for you are his book, and this is, her book, Victoria Mays's book, which is Heal Faster, The Rapid Recovery Reflex. There's a book here called The Vagus Nerve Reset. We'll talk about the vagus nerve. This book is amazing, Breath by James Nestor. He also speaks of in his book this book called The Eye of Revelation. Whenever possible, I will link these books in the comment section after the video. There's another one called The Subtle Body that lists a whole long list of alternative complementary therapies, and The Mindful Body. But probably some of the most important work that has been done, this one in particular, is classic by Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief. Unleashing the Power of Consciousness, Matter, and Miracles. Here is the back of the book if you would like to look at it. You should know that I have no financial interest in any of these publications, and that I may not agree 100% with all of the authors that I read, but all of this is interesting and valuable information. And then there's this one, Why Woo-Woo Works, The Surprising Science Behind Meditation, Reiki, Crystals, and Other Alternative Practices by David Hamilton. Here is the back of that book if you would like to stop the video and look at it. And he explains a lot. Okay, just briefly, I pulled some other cards because we have the sun for the solstice. We have the moon for Cancer because we are now in the Cancer area. And I also pulled the star because it is the most hopeful and optimistic card in the deck. And I am nothing if not hopeful and optimistic, even in times when it is difficult to be so. I have found that it is a valuable practice. We got the Judgment card in reverse the other day, but I am hearing the call. I have seen the light. I'm answering the call in order to bring you this information. This is the card that I relate to the most strongly. It is the first card in the Major Arcana, the Magician. It is considered a Gemini card ruled by Mercury, the sign of communication and intellect. It carries the lemniscate, the infinity symbol, and the Magician has the tools. The Magician brings the tools, brings the information, and tries to connect heaven and earth. The Magician's garden has the flowers of Mother Mary, white lilies and red roses. This is another card that I relate to. It is the Temperance card, number 14 of the Major Arcana. 14 reduces to the number 5, which is the tipping point, the number of change, and Temperance is the card of balancing and healing. Temperance has iris flowers. Temperance has the same pathway on it that we see on the moon card to help us find our way. The Ace of Cups symbolizes the Holy Spirit, bringing love and salvation. And last but not least, the Two of Cups, which is a card of healing and of soul bonding. It is card number 2 of the Cups, 2 of course being the number of choice and duality. And then, because we have been speaking so much about community and about giving and receiving, the 6 of Pentacles, Pentacles being the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, 6 being the number of balance and harmony. This is a card of giving and receiving. And finally, here again, Alana Fairchild's card, the circular card. As you read it and I turn it, it has an impact on your mind and spirit. Luminous grace and spiritual love awaken and emanate through me in a delectable divine offering of hope and healing for all beings. Thank you for tuning in to Nana's Tarot and Oracles. You make Nana's day. Nana loves you and hopes you will leave a question or comment below. Select the like button and subscribe, and select all notifications. It's free. The next presentation about energy healing will be labeled as an energy healing presentation, and I will focus then on the anatomy and physiology of energy healing. I will see you soon with that in peace and love. Happy solstice. Go out into nature and thank Mother Earth and the sun.